I tried replacing real food with supplements for 30 days, and the first week felt amazing. By day 10, my energy crashed at the exact time I thought I should feel sharpest. My scale moved, but not the way I expected, and my hunger got weirdly louder. What looked like a smart shortcut turned into a lesson I wish I learned earlier. In this video, I will show exactly what changed in weight, cravings, workouts, and mood. You will see what supplements helped a little, what failed hard, and what finally fixed it. I will also share the one mistake that made me overeat even while taking appetite products. And near the end, I will give you a simple food-first template that still uses supplements wisely. Quick context, I did not stop eating forever. I tested a strict replacement phase first. My goal was faster fat loss, fewer decisions, and cleaner tracking. The plan looked perfect on paper: protein shake, multivitamin, greens powder, and caffeine. But here is where it gets interesting. My body reacted differently than my spreadsheet. Week 1 felt smooth because stimulants masked the missing food volume. My hunger cues were delayed, not solved, and that difference mattered later. By week 2, sleep quality dropped even as I kept following the plan exactly. Lower sleep made cravings louder, and cravings made discipline feel fake. So even before the scale story, the recovery story was already going wrong. Now let's talk weight trend, because this is where most people get misled. My first 7 days dropped quickly, mostly from lower food volume and water shifts. Then the trend flattened while hunger and stress climbed. But here is the hidden trap: flat weight plus high cravings often predicts rebound eating. And that rebound happened to me during one unplanned weekend meal. The problem was not one meal, it was weak satiety all week before it. Now let's resolve the energy crash from the opening. Supplements gave quick peaks, but meals normally give slower, steadier energy curves. Without enough whole food carbs, fats, and fiber, my afternoons became unstable. Caffeine patched the feeling for a few hours, then the dip returned stronger. This is why my workouts looked fine early, but recovery was quietly getting worse. My smartwatch showed lower recovery scores even when scale weight looked better. So the headline looked good, but the system underneath was getting fragile. Now let's talk digestion, because this surprised me more than the scale. Replacing meals reduced chewing, food volume, and natural meal rhythm. My digestion became less predictable, and that changed my appetite signals too. But here is where it gets practical: food texture and meal pace matter more than people think. When every meal became drinkable, fullness ended too quickly. That made night snacking easier to justify, even with perfect supplement compliance. Now for the biggest mistake I teased: I optimized pills instead of meals. I kept changing brands, timings, and dosages while ignoring food structure basics. That created noise, not progress, and made every week feel like guesswork. But here is the better sequence: lock meals first, then use supplements as support. That one switch changed everything faster than any capsule swap I tried. Quick pause: if this kind of honest breakdown helps, subscribe for practical health experiments. And tap like if you want my exact 1-week food-first reset menu. Now let's resolve what happened when I reintroduced real meals. I started with 3 structured meals and 1 planned protein snack. Each meal used a simple anchor: protein, fiber, and color. I kept only 2 supplements: vitamin D and protein powder where needed. Within days, hunger became quieter and sleep started to normalize. My weight loss got slower, but it also became steadier and less stressful. That trade-off was worth it because adherence finally felt sustainable. Now let's resolve the workout recovery story too. With real meals back, my training felt less shaky by session 3. Perceived effort dropped even when the workout plan stayed the same. Recovery metrics improved when total food quality improved, not when supplement count increased. Now the practical part: what should you actually do if you rely on many supplements? Step 1. Keep your current stack unchanged for 3 days and log meals honestly. Step 2. Add 1 whole food meal anchor before removing anything. Step 3. Reduce only 1 non-essential supplement per week. Step 4. Track hunger, sleep, bowel rhythm, and training quality daily. Step 5. Keep changes boring for 2 weeks before judging results. Boring consistency beats exciting protocol hopping almost every time. But here is where people slip: they remove food fear too slowly and supplement fear too fast. You do not need to hate supplements. You need to right-size their job. Use supplements to fill gaps, not to erase meals. Now, final payoff, the strongest lesson from this experiment. The fastest-looking plan is often the least sustainable plan. The boring plan with real meals usually wins by week 4. And winning in month 2 matters more than looking perfect in week 1. If you are trying to lose weight, prioritize satiety, sleep, and repeatability first. Then use supplements as precise tools, not emotional insurance. That is when your plan becomes calmer, cheaper, and easier to keep. Here is your quick 7-day reset if this sounds like you. Day 1. Set one protein-forward breakfast you can repeat all week. Day 2. Build one high-fiber lunch with easy ingredients. Day 3. Pick one simple dinner with volume and color. Day 4. Keep supplements unchanged and just observe hunger timing. Day 5. Remove one non-essential product and track the difference. Day 6. Repeat the meals that gave best appetite control. Day 7. Review trends and decide your next 2-week plan. This reset is simple on purpose because simplicity scales under stress. If this video helped, save it and run the 7-day reset this week. And comment if you want my full grocery list for the reset. Last question for you. What is harder right now? Cravings, consistency, or meal planning? Your answer might help someone else avoid the same shortcut trap. If you want one more proof visual, here is my final trend: slower loss, better energy, better control. And that is what happened when I replaced my diet with supplements, then rebuilt it the smarter way. One more practical bridge. If appetite is chaotic, add a fixed pre-dinner protein snack for 3 days. Another practical example: if mornings are rushed, pre-log breakfast the night before so decisions are automatic. That tiny automation reduces skipped meals and lowers late-day rebound hunger. If afternoon crashes hit, test one whole food carb source before adding more stimulants. If cravings spike at night, front-load protein earlier instead of chasing willpower at 10 p.m. For busy weeks, use a 2-meal template and one repeat snack rather than 7 different recipes. Repeating a few reliable meals often improves adherence more than chasing novelty. If digestion feels off, slow your first meal and chew longer before changing your whole stack. One transition rule that helped me: never change food volume and supplements on the same day. That rule made my data cleaner and my decisions faster. If weight stalls for a week, audit satiety and sleep before cutting calories again. Most stalls in my test were behavior and recovery issues, not supplement shortages. If you travel, carry a food fallback first, then pack supplements second. That order protects your routine when schedules break and restaurants are unpredictable. Final practical transition: choose a plan you can repeat tired, busy, and stressed. If it only works on perfect days, it is not your real plan yet. When motivation dips, keep one emergency fallback meal ready so you do not default to random snacks. This one backup habit protected my evenings more than any extra supplement I tested. And if your day gets chaotic, hit the fallback first, then review your stack later. If mornings keep slipping, set a 10-minute prep block after dinner to pre-portion tomorrow's first meal. That tiny night routine removed decision fatigue and made breakfast execution almost automatic on busy days. If lunch is inconsistent, use a 2-option rotation so you can choose fast without starting from zero. When I used a rotation, cravings dropped because my intake stopped swinging wildly day to day. If evenings are the danger zone, pre-commit your last meal time and set a phone cutoff reminder. This boundary gave me fewer negotiations at night and better next morning energy consistency. For transition weeks, keep one familiar comfort meal inside your plan so adherence stays high under stress. Real progress came when I made the plan easy to repeat, not impressive to explain.